So many different things going on within the Cardano ecosystem right now. I know myself, I haven't been just as good as usual with the regular content, but I will get back to that now and get back to the live streams. So things with stablecoin liquidity increasing, some interoperability bridges opening up, new market makers, lots of different project updates. In this Cardano catch-up, we look at some of the latest updates from around the Cardano ecosystem. If you get value, please do share it out, leave a comment with questions or things you want me to look into down below. Subscribe if you're new, give it a like, I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. So kicking it off with the announcement from a few days ago about Cardano now being live on DexScreener. So DexScreener is kind of like the tap tools of multiple different blockchains. If we look at it here, you can see there's a lot of similarities. Tap tools new design, they modeled it around what DexScreener have because that is what is accepted across the industry and a lot of different people use it. If you look over here, it keeps account of, I would say, the majority of bigger chains out there, some smaller ones as well. If you look through them, some of the stats are fairly small. At the minute, we have Saturn Swap is the only one that is live right now. I am in a chat group with a lot of the different dexes and that are working on the integration, so we should start to see lots of the other Cardano dexes getting added in here fairly soon. But congratulations to Saturn and to Nick from Saturn, who really put in the work to get this kicked off. So then we go and take a look at World Mobile, and as usual, Clover Notes has given us a really good summary of the latest Twitter space from the team. So he takes notes in all of these and puts them out on Twitter, and I will leave a link to this down below. I have covered some of his threads before, but really appreciate the threads that he puts out here. So I might do another one looking completely in depth at this, but I want to keep this video as a high level overview of what's going on in the ecosystem. The main part, so you can see they talked about Rare Evo, the batch 2, which sold out in 11 minutes. There are more batches coming. That is for the Air nodes. But the biggest thing that I want to talk about right now is the portal and migration updates. So WMT, the World Mobile token, which is a Cardano native asset, that is going to change to WMTx, which then will be able to be native on multiple different chains out there and be easily moved across. So we've talked before about that World Mobile are going to have their own chain. There will be the World Mobile chain. In the future, there will also be the Aya chain. There's a little bit on that further down, which I will talk about in a minute. But the most important part here is that the portal will launch on September 30th. Before that, there will be no portal live. The team has said that on, is it mentioned here, official communication will start on September 23rd. So that means until you hear something from the official team, don't do anything. There are already copy sites out there and fake sites trying to get you to use them to put in your tokens, and they are fake, they are scammers. So unless you hear it from the official team, then make sure you don't use any of the links that are out there. As soon as it is out, I will do a demo showing how it all works and give you the info here as well. But just be cautious out there. If you're holding tokens on a centralized exchange, I would expect the exchange to be automatic, where the exchange will do it for you. If you hold them in your own wallet, you are the only one that has custody of them tokens. So that means that you will have to go through the migration portal yourself, but I will cover all of that here. It's going to be the same as well for the Earthnode NFTs. You can see down here, they will need to be upgraded. So whether you're keeping them on Cardano or using them somewhere else, they will need to be upgraded to the new standard too. Staking is going to change after the migration, and this is one that I'm happy to see. Right now, if you hold the tokens, you're registered with the vault, you get the snapshots every month, and then you get the staking rewards for holding them in your own wallet. That is going to change, and it's all going to be part of the incentivized testnet after the migration. So again, we don't have the full details on that. Once we do, I will let you know. And by the sounds of it, the incentivized testnet will follow not too far after the migration portal, and hopefully the mainnet coming not too far after that as well. So just on the actual chains, you can see down here the 5 key components post migration. So the migration will happen, the launch of World Mobile chain, the World Mobile app, which is currently in staging, featuring eSIM staking and multi-chain wallet. 4, a new World Mobile token website with offerings like USA National, eSIM, Travel eSIM, Wi-Fi box, and more. And then aggressive marketing is really going to start. They've mentioned this a few times, that post all of this coming out, that they feel that that really is the kickoff point for World Mobile, and we're going to hear a lot more about them cross-chain and outside of our own current communities, which is great to hear. I will do a deeper dive into this. You can see it goes into the World Mobile Chain and the IA Chain updates down here. Basically, the World Mobile Chain will be for all the World Mobile activity. WMTx will be the gas token for that. There will be an IA Chain, which will be more for the institutional partners, and there will be an IA token as the gas token over there. Full details aren't out on that yet, but that is just so that institutional players know exactly what the fees are going to be on the chain, and I would expect them to be tiny on both chains because there is so much activity going to be happening, and the Earth node operators are the ones that are going to be the backbone of both chains. Next, we look at NMKR and the announcement that they're going multi-chain, with Solana being the first one that they are looking at. And this was Patrick's post here saying they're starting with Solana, but they will be expanding to other chains as well. So there is the thread here, and I will leave links if people want to check that out, and maybe I'll be able to catch up with Patrick for a chat about this. But overall, I know it got some mixed opinions on why you go into Solana or what are you doing, but I think it's a good thing pushing out there. And what it's doing is it's giving people opportunities. And if you look at this post here, it says simplicity at its finest. So when someone is going in to mint an NFT, they go through the process and then they select which chain they want to mint the NFT on. So projects can come to NMKR, they can use the platform, and they don't have to dictate which chain the NFTs are going to be on. Obviously, whatever platform or what they build for themselves outside of that needs to support all of the chains that are there. But I think this is a really good move for NMKR, and longer term, a lot of new people coming into the blockchain space, when they come in first especially, they're not going to care what chain they're using. Later on, they might learn more about different things and have different preferences of what they want to do. But at the start, we need to make the onboarding process as simple as possible. So another one then from Patrick, a tweet that came out there not too long ago, probably only an hour or 2 hours ago, saying that we just get the alpha on stage that initial seed liquidity for USDA will be around 7 to 10 million USD, and he says yes, we did. So this is for USDA, which was originally the stablecoin from Anzens and Emurgo. That did change earlier this year, or I suppose last year it was put on pause, and it was rekindled this year, and there is a new partner in it. So looking forward to seeing when that's coming out. Haven't heard a launch date, but it definitely is a positive to see that we will have 7 to 10 million USD of seed liquidity when it does go live, because that is so important to have liquidity with the stablecoins. And what we don't want is 10 different stablecoins all with $1 million and you can't actually do anything with them. And on that side as well, what encourages more stablecoin liquidity or people to mint these stablecoins is yield opportunities, or what can they actually do with the stablecoins on chain that would encourage people to actually mint and hold the stablecoin or get involved in DeFi on Cardano. And then another stablecoin on Cardano, which is the native stablecoin for Cardano, is USDM. There was another mint a few days ago now at this point that brought the total up to nearly $8 million now in USDM. You can see here. So on the 11th, or between the 11th and 12th of September, there was $900 and something thousand worth of a mint. So you can see the difference in the value here. And you can always track these yourself. So if you go to a Cardano block explorer, you can see here that on the 5 days and 14 hours ago, there was a mint of $939,000 worth of USDM. There was $41,000 3 days ago, and there was just under $10,000 overnight. So this is changing all the time, and it's great to see the reserves of USDM growing. And just one more on oracles. So Charlie 3 is the oracle that monitors USDM and handles the minting and burning, or shows what's allowed to be minted when, to make sure the reserves are there. Another oracle on Cardano that has just went live is Orcfax. So Orcfax V1 Oracle network is live on Cardano, and congratulations to the team. I did talk to the team. It's a long time back now at this point, but it's great to see that they are now live on mainnet. And you can check out the Explorer here for what's going on, explorer.orcfax.io, and you can see they have a mix of centralized exchange and the dexes on Cardano, providing the price points for the trading pairs, and you can see the ones that they have live there, but there are more coming fairly soon. Catalyst round for Fund 13, the timeline has been announced. So the registration or the submissions for projects is going to open on September 26th. Then the submissions deadline is October 10th. And then you have six or 7 days to finalize your proposals. Reviews happen, voting. Then the voting period is the end of November into December. Results middle of December, and onboarding next January. So if you are looking to get involved, they're the dates that you need to pay attention to. But for the voting, it's not until the end of November, and I will talk about that closer to the date. ADA Markets, we had another fairly big release come out. So there was lots of upgrades on the servers and systems, and even this week alone there are some new servers coming on board because there's other features coming to the platform fairly soon that we have to be ready for. And on the UI side, actually before I do that, there is one more DEX has upgraded to V2 contracts. Wingriders, congratulations for getting up to V2. This is great for the network, and if you have liquidity on Wingriders, you can go on there and move your liquidity across now from the V1 contracts over to V2. Okay, so just taking a quick look at some of the new features on ADA Markets. If you come in here and so you do your swaps as normal, you will see a new flashing button here. So instead of looking at the details of your trade down here, you can get all the details of how the DEX aggregator is splitting your trade to get you the best value for your swaps. You can now click on this and see it in a nice visual way. So it'll show you what's going from your wallet, where it's going through, which DEXs, the in, the out, and then what you are estimated to receive back into your wallet. One other new feature that you will see is down here, you will see the global swaps. So this is all the latest trades happening on Cardano, going through all the different DEXs. You can see here are the latest ones and the DEXs that they are running through. So there is also, if you don't like having the global swaps here, what you can do is under settings, like you can customize most of your trading experience on ADA Markets. You can come in here, turn off the global trades, and what you see then is global trades are gone. One other new feature in here is the default pool min. So you can see this is set to 0 at the minute. I think 500 is the default when you come on. And what this is when we're looking at splitting your trade through multiple pools or multiple DEXs on Cardano, we only count liquidity pools that have at least 500 ADA in them. But we had requests from different people saying that they want to include all liquidity pools. They don't care about how much liquidity is in there, and they can keep an eye on the price impact and everything themselves. So if you are happy to do that, you can turn this to 0, and then it includes every single liquidity pool, even for tokens that have very little liquidity. If you do that, just make sure when you are trading, you should get a warning if it is over a certain amount of price slippage, but you can come in here and always check the price slippage yourself of how you are going to impact the trade on that liquidity pool. So on the global swaps, I also have the option in here. I can look at all the different trades here. I can filter by DEX or I can filter by token, and it'll filter the table and show me just the trades for that DEX or for that token pair. Another one that we have, a new one, is the liquidity pools. So when I come into this one here, you can see this is a list of all the liquidity pools that we are tracking on different Cardano DEXs right now. You can go through them all. You see the DEX, you see the pair, the price, and the TVL. So what you can do is, if there's a particular DEX that you want to look at, go to Sunday V3 and you see all the liquidity pools for that. Go through them all, whatever you want to do. The other thing you can do is, if we set this back to all, on the tokens, say I want to look at IGON, I come in here and I can see these are the liquidity pools that we have for IGON. This is the DEX that they're on, the current price of that liquidity pool, and then the TVL for it. Also, if you could always see the pools for different tokens. Now you will notice that we're tracking IAG USDM, and you can go in and you can trade them pairs as well if you want to. If I come into the swap screen again, just go to Pro, and you could always check the liquidity pools here. So you can see they match up to what I just showed. The only difference is it doesn't have the non-ADA pairs in here just yet, but they are tradable. You can trade ADA to native asset or native asset to native asset if we have a liquidity pool for it. You can also see details on the liquidity pools down here. So with bubbles, you can see it looks a bit better visually than if you have been on this before. It's a bit easier to read all the different tokens, especially the ones that have had a bigger move. Anyone new, this is where you can filter by hourly, daily, or 7-day change for native assets against Cardano or against ADA. And if you see a token that has had a movement and you want to go in and take a deeper look at it, you can click on any of these. So let's say Lenfi. And then what it does is it brings up the chart here. So you can see the biggest move here was yesterday, is where the big drop was. Had a recovery and a bit of movement there at the minute. This is hourly candles. See the change over time, so you can get a quick view of it. Go into their socials if you need to, or you can click on swap to go in and actually bring up the swap screen for that token. To close it out then, looking at Emurgo. So Emurgo had, well, Zilliqa announced it here. Zilliqa is another layer 1 blockchain. They announced the strategic partnership between Zilliqa Group and Emurgo. So Emurgo really are stepping up in the last few months with different partnerships, bringing in different liquidity makers and bringing in a few more options for Cardano. I'm hoping we start to see coming into next year, start to see the real benefit of that, bringing in VCs or liquidity into the Cardano ecosystem that really help projects get started and really push on to the next level that's needed. So on this one, it is going to be building interoperability, liquidity, and governance, or driving it between the two platforms, so between Cardano and Zilliqa. And if you look at here, you can see this is the article that I can link below. Enhance network interoperability and user flow between both ecosystems, strengthen the economic security, bolstering interoperability liquidity channels, leverage Cardano related Web3 technologies provided by Emurgo, including stablecoins, headless wallet infrastructure to apply tokenization of luxury assets on Zilliqa. So I'm interested to see how this one works. Will this be USDM, which we talked about at the, or USDA, which we talked about at the start with its links to Emurgo? Will that be used for Zilliqa too? We'll have to wait and see on that. And to support Cardano's decentralized governance by joining and participating in intersex community-led initiatives. That's it for today. I'm going to get back into more regular content. If you're new, please do hit the subscribe button, share it out, give it a like. All of that helps, especially since I haven't been doing regular content. But thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.